Okay, so generative AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini, they're everywhere, right? And they are absolutely supercharging our productivity. But the big question is, how do we use all that power without, accidentally putting ourselves or our work at risk? Well, let's dive into that right now and build a playbook for using AI the smart way. And that really is the question, isn't it? These tools can feel like pure magic, but that magic comes with some strings attached. The reality? It's both. It's an incredibly powerful tool and a potential risk. The trick is knowing how to manage that risk so you only get the good stuff. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the incredible productivity boom that AI has kicked off. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on the hidden security threats. After that, we'll get into protecting data, playing by the rules, and we're going to finish with a super practical safety playbook you can start using today. First up, the AI productivity boom. Let's really get a handle on what this magic in our workflow actually is and, more importantly, how it works. At its core, generative AI is really just a pattern matching machine. A very, very good one. It's been trained on a truly mind-boggling amount of data. So when you give it a prompt, it's not thinking, it's just generating what it predicts is the most statistically likely response. And pay close attention to that last part. It doesn't truly understand. This is maybe the most important thing to remember. The AI isn't conscious, it's just predicting the next word in the sentence. And we see these predictions in action all the time, right? I mean, you're probably already using AI for stuff like this. Whipping up a professional email, summarizing a document that's way too long, or just getting past that writer's block. It's amazing for getting that first draft out. And this slide really lays out the core tension perfectly. For every incredible promise, like boosting our productivity, there's a flip side, a peril, like data leakage. We get this amazing creative partner, but that can also lead to misinformation. This balance is exactly what we need to learn how to manage. So this brings us to the serious stuff, the hidden security threats. Let's look at how even a simple prompt can accidentally open the door for attackers. This is a complete game changer for cybersecurity, and not in a good way. For years, we've all been trained to spot phishing emails by looking for clunky grammar or weird phrasing. Well, guess what? AI just wiped those red flags off the map. It can now perfectly mimic your CEO's writing style, making a malicious request sound totally legitimate.
So we need a new mental checklist. The old rules just don't apply anymore. Now you actually need to be suspicious of perfection. If an email is a little too well written, or if a request seems logical but it's coming through, say, a text message instead of the usual channel, that's a new red flag. It's a real shift in our thinking. We have to go from just spotting mistakes to constantly questioning a message's authenticity.
Now, this brings us to our part in all of this, our responsibility. Section 3, your data, their AI. Because this isn't just about bad guys trying to get in, it's about what we are willingly putting out there. And when we say confidential data, it's not just one thing. We've got our customers' private information. We have our own employees' personal data. We have confidential details from our partners. And of course, there's our own intellectual property, the secret sauce. Every single one of these is a critical asset that has to be shielded from public AI models. Okay, this right here is the perfect example of how to use AI smartly. The prompt on the left, it's just loaded with what we call PII, or personally identifiable information. But look at the one on the right. It achieves the exact same goal, getting a great draft for an email without sharing a single piece of sensitive data. And that's the whole trick, right there. The safer prompt strips out the name, the company, the invoice number, the dollar amount, all of it. But it keeps the essential context. I need a professional reminder for a late payment. The AI can still give you a fantastic template, and then you can fill in the confidential details yourself, safely on your own machine. That info never even touches the AI system. All right, next up, we have to talk about playing by the rules, because using AI the right way isn't just about security, it's also about navigating the pretty complicated world of legal and ethical standards. And believe me, the stakes here are incredibly high. If you violate data protection laws like GDPR, you could be looking at massive financial penalties. But honestly, the damage to your reputation, that loss of customer trust, that can be even more costly in the long run. This leads to what might be the single most important rule of all. You are always in charge. You have to treat the AI like a brilliant assistant, but never, ever as the final authority. You, the human, are accountable for the final output, the final decision, and all the consequences. Never ever delegate your judgment to an algorithm. Which brings us to our final section. Let's bring it all home.
your AI safety playbook. We've talked about the risks, we've talked about the rules. Now let's put it all together into some clear, actionable steps you can use right away. Think of this as your new pre-flight checklist. Before you hit enter on any prompt, just quickly run through these 5 questions in your head. Is this data safe to share? Am I using an approved tool? Could this output cause any privacy issues? Have I actually checked this response to make sure it's accurate? And hey, do I know who to call if something looks weird? It takes 10 seconds, and it can save you from a world of headaches. You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes back to one thing: trust. This isn't just about following rules for the sake of it. It's about strengthening the trust that our customers, our partners, and our colleagues have in us. Every single time we use AI responsibly, we're building that trust. So let's just nail down those core actions one last time. 1. Only use approved tools. 2. Anonymize your data, always. 3. Verify every single AI output. 4. Report anything that looks suspicious right away. And 5. Keep learning. Stay informed. This is your foundation for using AI safely and effectively. Because at the end of the day, technology can only do so much. The most important, the most critical security layer is you. Your judgment, your critical thinking, and your vigilance. That's the real safeguard that protects our most valuable information. So there you have it. You have the playbook. The power of these tools is absolutely undeniable, and now you know how to wield it safely. The question really isn't if you'll use AI anymore, it's how. So how will you choose to use its power? Securely, ethically, and with confidence.